Guys, welcome to the ultimate $1 million vault tour here at Area 419. We're with Craig from 419. We're gonna take a walk through the vault. Let's send it. Okay, so this is it, the 419 vault.
Yeah, in the room it's about a 20 by 30. It's totally concrete case with a massive vault door, so it's fully secure as it should be. And this for us is it's showroom, it's storage. It sometimes turns into a small meeting room. It's used in engineering or product development. We actively reload. Obviously, the secure storage element of it is important, but the vault's a cool place here. Nobody walks in here and doesn't have a little bit of to them when they roll in.
Yeah, so the title of this video is going to be something like the $1 million vault kind of thing, right? So basically this is made up of like literally 20, 30, 40, $10,000 rifles, never mind all the night vision stuff and the expensive things and literally trays of barrels and stuff we have down here.
There's a massive investment here. There's $100,000, actually significantly more than that, in just glass in here.
Yeah, it adds up real quick. Okay, this is a nice little gay tiger logo on there. Beautiful.
Yeah. And some of those barrels are absolutely shot into nothingness and should probably just be thrown away. But we keep things because there are odd times that we test something or want to see something or want to look back on something. And as you'll see as we kind of go around the room, like there's a coax laying on the table over there.
Okay.
Yes, we make a press and the coax is a different one, but we're testing S-series size. So they better work on a coax. You know, these types of things that we have to know because the core of Area 419 is parts and accessories and tools that work with parts and accessories and tools that may not be ours.
Sure.
So that element is really important. We also shoot a lot. And we have 30 people here. 15 of them are going to shoot a match in any 18-month period.
Okay.
That
was one of the questions I got from my Q&A was like, how does Area 419 support employees for shooting? So, I mean...
It'll be very obvious as we work around here.
Okay, cool.
So starting with massive piles of rifles, you know, some of these are active users. Like this is one that's built in 223 that will typically have like night vision and things on it, kind of a little stubby guy. This is, I believe, Nathan's. You know, he's shooting this in some team matches. I think that's a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay.
I believe this is a 6.5 PRC. Duncan just built this. It's wrong-handed lefty in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Okay.
Most of the rifles in here are going to exist in the short-action 308 bolt face space, but certainly not all. And we also have some stuff in here. This may be the only 350 Legend on the planet that is a premium bolt gun. Okay. I know that was... So Ohio's a straight wall cartridge state for deer.
Okay, please explain this. So for us South Africans.
Okay, most cartridges that you and I engage with are what are called bottleneck cartridges. So you have the body of the case, it comes to a shoulder, and then it comes to a smaller neck. That's a bottleneck. A straight wall is something like a 9mm.
Yeah.
It's straight wall. You know, it's just a straight body and then a projectile. In the state of Ohio, and there are a handful of other states in the Midwest in the United States, require you to do most of your hunting, specifically deer, with straight wall cartridges. Now, this is an ill-informed idea from decades ago that these crazy new cartridges that are bottleneck will kill unsuspecting children from dozens of miles away when someone misses a deer. You know, some of those types of things. But in Ohio, we're a straight wall state. 350 Legend's a cool straight wall cartridge, and I really wanted to build a premium 419 style 350 Legend. Okay. And we may have the only one. I was able to get hold of a friend at Proof. They ran a short run of these for somebody prototyping. Never came to market.
This is what, 60.5 inches?
Yeah, it's about as short as it can be. And I had to get a Bighorn Origin to fit their pre-fit that already existed. Okay. And then we kind of put it together. There's still a little work to be done.
Have you shot it yet? Not at all?
No. I kind of want to hunt with it this fall.
Okay. It's going to be a dragon, I feel like.
It's
Fireball.
Yeah, there will be more content on this rifle.
Okay.
I hope when it gets done, we're able to do some really cool, you know, what's possible in a straight wall cartridge content. Okay. So that'll be fun.
And then just, I mean, is it mostly this kind of hunting here is like thick bush kind of stuff too? Or
given the limitations of straight walls,
yeah,
LPVOs kind of make sense on that. I could put something bigger on it, sure.
But it's pointless.
past 8 or 10 power, you don't have a ton of utility in something that, we'll find out in content, but I can't imagine taking a shot with that that's more than 250 yards.
Sure. You're going to have to hang on to this puppy.
Oh, forever. It's not for sale to anyone.
Oh no, I mean physically too. When shooting,
Oh,
it. She's gonna move a bit.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
There's not much weight there. That 126 is light. The whole firearm is built to be.
Pop this
That
double
would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So 1 of 1. That's super unique. Now, also, it's worth noting there are some tricked out stuff in here that really isn't available to consumers, like some of the gold titanium nitride brakes.
Okay, so of the products in here, a third of them are normal, ready-to-go goods. A third of them are blims, or things that something is wrong on.
Mm-hmm. Like I noticed some odd machining marks on some of these brakes too.
You put enough boys in a room with tools, and you find some odd things. I think there's one over there you can see on. And then the other third might be things that there's nothing wrong with them, but they may never exist again. Somebody made a 1 of 1 or was trying something. So, like as you see engraving on the top of this brake,
I really like that.
it was made when. That was made when we got the NTX and we started working with how do we engrave, can we engrave around things, how do we practice it, what does it look like. So there are test products that sometimes you engrave a 419 logo, sometimes you engrave a dick on something. Sorry, wrong program. So you get those types of things. We also have stuff that you may not expect in here.
Yeah.
Some super high-end night vision or thermal laser around.
There's a helmet down there with some nods on.
Yeah, this is NV on one side, thermal on the other.
Because a bunch of guys in the office do like some night hiking.
Yeah, we got a local golf course, so let's just go kill skunks and possums and muskrats or coyotes.
That's my kind of golf.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it.
And I think that ties into the shooting is like golf, but for main thing.
Yeah, and
based on both.
What we do should be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun for the outside world, we hope. It's fun for us internally. And even though we're not making today anything that's hyper applicable to night vision or thermal or night hunting, we might.
Okay.
And we would never know if we're not engaging in it. Here's an ELR rifle. We don't do a ton of specialty stuff for ELR.
I'm going to attempt to lift this sucker up.
I mean, you're an athlete. You're a stud.
Look at the barrel on this, guys. So to give you some perspective, I can't touch my index finger and my thumb on this side. That's the diameter there. Never mind the diameter here. Good lord.
And like this is when we didn't chamber this. Georgia GA did it because our lathe night is set up to do this stuff. But getting an understanding of ELR, maybe shooting a match or two, you may at some point see a custom ELR brake that is enormous for this. We need to understand not only our specific market that's related to PRS and long-range hunting, but the tangential markets. What does night hunting look like? What does ELR look like? We have to do those. I'm getting air gun over there because air gun is exploding in popularity. We need to have a basic understanding of it because if we don't, well, we're not doing our job.
I also see some holsters and stuff, so we have some guys in the office doing team matches.
Nathan is actually on team matches. Those are theirs, and maybe a couple different rifles set up for those things. So again, it's not a specific PRS match, but it is a long-range shooting match that involves a lot of similar disciplines. It dragged us into a little bit better understanding of carbine things, different weapon systems, more active deployment of things like tripods or range finding capabilities or glassing capabilities, just in a little different way.
Then we have our sort of center bench here, which is actually quite unique how you guys have set this up, and maybe something I'll steal from when I build out a new space. But you basically got 2 big back-to-back trolleys.
Big heavy Rousseau cabinets back to back, and they're all labeled and they hold different types of things all over the place. But they're really heavy rated cabinets, and what's nice is this is one that blew your mind when you pulled it out. This one is basically totally full of 22 projectiles that are organized in basically bins and flats. And when we're ordering projectiles, it's uncommon that you see 100 boxes. It's usually 500 boxes or the Hornady boxes that are thousands of them at one time. And we've got cabinets for 22, 6, 5, 30, whatever.
I also tend to decant bullets as a wine connoisseur. It's just so much more efficient on space. Yeah. Give them the old twirl before you seat them.
Sure. But this is all.
2017 was a great year for ATIPs, for example.
This is when if you want something refined, these have the pointed tips and not the flat tips. The new ones. These are the retro models. But tools, cleaning, reloading items. We've got everything in these cabinets. And then we have a big piece of butcher block on top of it that at times is bolted down, and other times, if we're doing content or what have more manipulation of the room, it'll float.
Yeah.
That orange vise, we've got a full everything fix it sticks makes set, and we have fun with this one. So tools around here are used by a lot of people, and they tend to walk off. Every piece in here has a little piece of blue paint on the bottom. And the rule is, if you're caught outside this room with something in blue paint on it, it costs you $20.
Boom.
Don't take the tools from here. Go steal them from Luke or something.
$20 is a lot. 'Cause I mean,
It needs to be enough that you pay attention to it.
Sure, I got it.
Yeah.
We kind of skipped over this bit. Fun fact, in South Africa, like we can only buy powder in, this is the biggest size powder we can get, right? Because this would be basically over the limit. Given there's a gracious that goes deeper than I was expecting it to. Okay, so here you basically got more consumables.
Yes.
And I mean, look at the money that's staying over here, like Swarovskis. I mean,
The new vectors in there,
yeah.
lots of glass in here. It gets fairly bizarre as you pay attention to what kind
Yeah.
of glass is laying in there. But that's kind of what we. This is a massively expensive room, but to do what we do and do it well,
Yeah.
it's somewhat, largely required.
Yeah, sure. And then also littered all over the place, we'll see trophies from various matches and memorabilia, I guess.
Yeah, and we've got, and one of Nathan and I's good friends, and he's actually about to deploy again, has spent time in different deployments. He'll send us some flags that may have been flown or shirts that may have been flown. We've got different groups and military SF type communities that will send us maybe their deployment flags, and we've got some cool stuff that we're grateful to have, because having those friends and having those customers is pretty slick. We've got some locker setups here for basically match ready gear. Most of what's in this one's mine. Most of here's Nathan. Most here's Zach. But this rack is largely, there are a couple customer rifles here. We don't really build rifles for customers anymore unless it's an old friend or a very long-standing customer. But
Or
some.
me.
So and we've got some rifles that are meant to fit stuff too. Like we've got a Henry lever gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong in here, right? But
Yeah.
we make scope bases for them, so we have to have one. We've got the Ruger American, an on-shoots that doesn't really fit the motif, but we make scope bases for them, so we need to fit. This proof rifle, again, it's not one we made. You wouldn't think it has. Why is this in here? Well, we make an Arc-a-Lock rail that's custom to this profile.
This is also quite a unique sort of rail setup here with the
Yeah.
angle, right?
Yeah. So with AI, you get that big kind of hunk underneath the magwell. So we made a rail that runs all the way from magwell forward. It has to be pitched to make that work, but it's a long straight rail. You don't have like a jump in the processing.
Yeah. I think that'll also ride a bag much better for somebody that wants to shoot a precision rifle match with an AI style rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, now something I did notice in here, and it's worth noting, this whole facility borders a lake.
Yes.
Okay, and earlier this morning we were standing by the lake having our coffee, and I saw some reminiscence of clays
Yeah.
that had been popped, right? So this is your go-to?
Yeah. That's mine. I got it from friends at CZ.
Okay.
It's nice. With trap, I like 20 gauge.
Okay.
Somebody will be probably mad about that, but I should be a real man to shoot 20 gauge or 10.
I was going to say something, but they knew it, so it's fine.
That's okay. I'm all right with it. And so there's lots of stuff, and I've got a couple rifles from my friend Jeremy at IWI. This is their X95 in 9mm. Can't really get it, but I wanted one, so I was able to beg and plead my way into being able to get a hold of one.
Now, how much time do you still get to shoot with all the stuff you're busy with at 419?
So I don't shoot as much as I used to. There was a time that I was shooting 10, 12 matches a year, 10, 15,000 rounds a year. My kids they're 10 and 9, and I only get to have the kids in the house for a period of time. They'll graduate, they'll go away, matches will still be around. I'll get back into it a little more heavy. But since after the 2021 season, I kind of cooled off on how much I was spending at matches, because those are weekends that I don't get back. So
that's very much where I'm at too. Like, just for now, I'll shoot the odd match here and there, but it's not something I'm actively pursuing.
And I stay engaged and watch the community enough that I need to have a good sense professionally of what's going on out there. When people make these post-match posts with all the photos or whatever, I'll click through them. There are a lot of people that are shooting matches and don't realize that I may be clicking through their stuff, seeing what people are doing, how are they acting. When somebody says I had an equipment issue in a match, I pay a ton of attention to. Okay, what was it? Because a lot of the things we make are basically to problem solve issues people are having, issues that we ourselves had, things that we didn't like. So that's so much of the product line is troubleshooting our own issues or issues we saw other people having.
Yeah. Well, you got to stay connected to the community, right? I mean, that's what we do.
You must.
Yeah.
You must.
Okay, so let's go over here to your reloading bench section, which is semi-organized, as a reloading bench should be.
If the reloading bench was too clean, it would be fairly obvious it's not being used. Any actively used reloading area kind of looks, you know, and we've been shooting stuff for the last day or so in here. That we've got some brass stick size and there's some tooling out, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sign that it is being used. It is actively used. We have the presses that, you know, we keep production ones that have super high round counts on them. We have some dies or products that are in prototype. We have some things that we're always tinkering with how a product may move or change over time. You'll typically find them in here. So sometimes if someone new comes in and they want to reload, like, okay, we've got to make sure that we've got good parts in here and not prototype parts or something that we're not sure if it'll work, because, you know, the secret to making parts is we don't always know that they're going to work when we make it for the first time.
Okay.
So you make a part and then you use it, and what's right and what's wrong and what needs to change, and that all happens right here.
Okay.
We then have some other people that may send things out to, but until we're happy with it here, no one else ever sees it, prototype test or otherwise.
Sure. Yeah. And then this is kind of the wall of manners, right?
We have a lot of manners
Yeah.
stuff around here, and there's an MDT here. I think this is a product of Ancient Composites.
Okay. So
That's a McMillan.
okay. Tell us about the significance of the blue camo rifle.
So this was the rifle that John paid me, and I need to take it back to totally original spec, but originally I built the website area419.com, and John traded me this rifle for the website.
Okay.
We still use the website. The rifle's still here. We go shoot it if you want. But yeah, this was my original engagement with John in 2016.
That's amazing.
That rifle, and Brandon at Custom Gun Coatings did it. And you know, at that time, every rifle was something along the lines of tan.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, John, I want one that's like blue and white.
Yeah.
God,
Break the
what
mold,
an idiot! What are you doing? I still love it.
Okay.
I still love it.
Very cool. Okay, now you mentioned we have some coax stuff over here. We've got the Annealing Made Perfect machine, which is obviously, for me at least, the gold standard.
Gotta have it.
I've just got the new version with the DB, which is super handy, right? Especially when you're shooting multiple cartridges. Because I used to have like a little file thing, like, okay, this is the code for this cartridge. So now that all is built into the system. We've got limited edition Black Zero over here, which you guys do fundraisers with on certain days.
The last 419 days, we've sold a limited run of special edition presses that benefit a Special Forces community charity. When we were selling them, not the 2024 ones, but in 2023, we're sitting here watching the list of who has bought them, and John Atz pops up. You know, we put him up, and John, even though, you know, we gave a lot of money out. $1,000 a piece on the ones that were bought went to the charity.
Okay.
John reached in his pocket with his own credit card and bought one to keep at the shop, but wanted to make sure that the appropriate amount of money still went to the charity.
That's amazing.
So that one's in here. It gets used. We have it torn down now for the press that we're playing with some things on.
Okay.
But yeah,
various pieces of brass and loading blocks. And
we're so fortunate to have the friends we do in the rifle community with components. There's a massive amount of alpha brass here, and a massive amount of Hornady product, and you know, we've got a handful of those types of relationships that are so stellar and make so much of what we do possible.
I mean, I'm the same. If Alpha makes the brass for it, I'm shooting Alpha brass.
Yeah. And Bob and Tom and Andrew, they're great to the point of sometimes they'll call and just be like, hey man, you got all the stuff you need. You need any brass, and we want to make sure you still have it. They're terrific.
Yeah.
We've had a great relationship with them, especially making the dice. You know, that was especially early on very collaborative with them. Of they wanted dice to be made that were exactly in spec relative to the way they were making them. They then started turning out their legacy chamber reamers so that gunsmiths would have correct size chambers to go with correct size dies to go with their brass. Because as a brass company, most of the customer service problems that they have come from rifles or dies that are inappropriately cut.
Okay. Very, very cool. Guys, so I guess that kind of wraps our tour. You'll see some lights and stuff and some sound deadening stuff in the roof. And that's basically just because this space is also used as a filming room. We haven't covered what's in there.
So when I said a third of the things in here are blems,
Okay,
when people
The blend box.
when people send back returns,
Okay.
either we look at them and it's obviously not been used on anything, we repackage, put it on. But if it's been used,
Yeah.
sometimes people sell things in a blim sale.
I've seen that.
Other times, I mean, there are 30 magazines in here and dozens of scope mounts that might have had an issue with them,
Yeah.
and all sorts of parts and pieces. So this is, you
Okay.
can talk about how we facilitate the team being able to shoot.
Mhm.
If you're speccing out a rifle, the first thing you do is
Find
all right,
parts.
what in here can be used.
Yeah. I feel like I literally have a drawer in my reloading room labeled kakkies.
Yeah.
Like in Afrikaans, and that's basically just random shit.
Yeah,
Just in a drawer.
everyone that shoots
Yeah.
has a parts drawer.
Yeah.
Ours is just bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and
sure.
that's-
well, but
that's
the
to
amount
be
of guys
expected.
that's here, that's funny.
Yeah, so that's what's in that one.
Awesome. Well, Craig, thanks for taking us through the tour. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
Guys, there'll be a lot of 419 content dropping on the channel. Fun tidbit. The 419, tell us about the name of the 419 which you shared with me yesterday.
It's our area code, our phone
Yeah.
code.
Okay.
So if you're calling the shop, our area code is 419, and then you get into the rest of the numbers.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. And then when people realize that, they go, oh, I've been saying 419, but I get why it's 419.
Yeah. Interesting. I love stuff like that. We were joking this morning and saying for April Fools, they should launch a 420 and come out with like CNC bombs.
Yeah. Hey, it's becoming legal in Ohio.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's a possibility.
It's a booming market though.
Yeah, I do think that the ATF would find problem in it.
Yeah, probably.
We'll
Anyway,
see.
they take the fun out of everything.
It's the government.
Yeah. Awesome. Guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Go subscribe to Area 419's YouTube channel too. They're putting out some great content and they make great products, so swing by the website. Thanks for watching. God bless. See you. Bye.
Thanks.